They're back. The Real Housewives of Atlanta. They're back. Season 13, Episode 1. I want to talk about it. Greetings, 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 Royal Family. Thanks for clicking on the video. Let's get into it. So, Candy and Cynthia, they're actually meeting up. And Cynthia's acting, real social distancy. She gives Candy air kisses, cutesy cutesy. Snooze fest. Marlo Hampton arrives on the scenes and things get a little bit interesting and quite funny, right? Marlo's a hoot. So she shows up with a thermometer. She has a tape measure, making sure that everybody is keeping their 6 feet distance. She took Candy's temperature. She took Cynthia's temperature. So it looks like they're meeting up outside at some sort of park or wherever they are. So they acknowledge Portia's advocacy. While during their filming, it seems like Bravo got their hands on some cell phone footage as well as photographs from the protesting and Portia's arrest, etc., etc. So they incorporated that throughout the in the episode. Yeah. Anyway, I'll share my feelings on that last. But yeah, they acknowledge Portia's, advocacy and everything that she's doing. They're saying how proud of her they are and how much she's grown. Cynthia, she then FaceTimes Kenya, who didn't want to talk, so she acted like Cynthia's internet was janky and she hung up. And Marlo asked Cynthia if she had Metro. Y'all gonna stop coming for these affordable cell phone service providers, okay? Anyway, so Kenya and her shady self, she's like, oh, bad connection, and she hung up. And then she texts Cynthia saying that she'll call her later. She probably didn't want to talk because Marlo was there, and for whatever reason, who knows. So we shift gears to Kenya. Now she is headed to an attorney's office. She's riding in her car, and she's on the phone with Brandon, her friend. So maybe he'll be coming back this season. We don't know. So Kenya, she feels that, her marriage has gone downhill. And again, she's discussing this with her friend Brandon. Now, I said to myself, here we go again. Is this what this is going to be? Again, another season of Mark and Kenya's tales of woe? Whatever. There was a commercial at this point, right? After this scene. And Candy, she done got herself a commercial with Mama Joyce and baby Ace, or little Ace, who is Candy and Todd's son. So congratulations to them. They all look great. They did great. Ace is a star. I am not mad at Candy. She finds the coins and she capitalizes off of just about every opportunity presented to her. I don't even remember what the commercial was for. I think it was for some Storytime app or of sorts. Put it in the comments if you remember. Anyway, after the commercial break, we get back to Kenya. So she arrives at the attorney's office, right? And she's telling the attorney about her marriage. And then they flash back to last season where Mark is filmed saying that he hates his marriage. So early on, it just seems like Kenya's storyline is going to be her marital troubles, divorce, child custody, just like last season. I mean, are we running out of ideas? This is a recycled storyline, but whatever. After talking to the attorney, Kenya says that, she's seen multiple attorneys. Yeah, we know. You saw an estate planner. We've heard you say that you talked to attorneys before. This better not be it. It's only the first episode of the new season, so, we gotta kind of wait for some buildup. But anyway, this attorney, he tells Kenya that, she needs to stop being so self-deprecating. And she's beating up on herself over this dude, yada, yada. All the things that Kenya wants to hear. So that was caught on camera. Anyway, shifting gears to Portia, she's discussing, her advocacy as well as what she witnessed growing up, seeing her grandfather be an activist. Now, a lot of what Portia has been doing has already been publicized, but it is good to hear her point of view, like on what's been happening in the world and how she felt being on the front lines. She just seemed so mature and proud of herself in her confessionals, right? And what do you guys think about the confessional looks? Are y'all feeling them? Put it in the comments. Let me know how you feel. Anyway, back to Candy. So Candy and Todd and baby Ace and little Blaze, they were all outside. Riley was outside as well. They're washing Riley's car and they're discussing Riley going off to college. She was accepted to NYU. Hooray. Good for you, Riley girl. So Riley feels that her father should do something for her financially, being that, she's going off to college. Now, I don't disagree, but there's a however there and a ... But anyway, let's move past that. So Candy, she tells Riley, that her father, Riley's father, texts Candy, that is, cussing her out and saying that she, being Candy, is acting like a broke bee because I guess Candy was asking what's good. Candy says that Riley's father owes her close to $100,000. And she already filed the paperwork, to make him pay what he owes. So I guess her filing that paperwork caused him to get angry. So childish. And he figures that because Candy has money, he shouldn't be asking her for anything. That's the gist of it. Not his words, but that's what I get from it. Now, Candy, she asked Riley if she would be open to having a relationship with her father. At this point, Riley feels like she's past needing him as a father, basically. Todd, he intervenes, and I said to myself, I think that he should have let Candy and Riley talk. He didn't say anything bad, but still, I think that he should let Candy and Riley talk. But then again, we don't know the relationship behind the scenes. I'm only critiquing what's shown, as I always say. So I'm sure that we will see Mama Joyce more this season, being that the storyline with Candy is going to be her going back and forth with her ex, Riley's father. Yikes. What do you guys think, though, about what Todd said? If you guys saw the episode, do you think that, he meant well. He didn't say anything derogatory or disrespectful, but, considering how his relationship with his daughter played out, yeah, Todd, I think you should sit this one out or say something behind the scenes. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But let me know what you think. All right. So back to Kenya. So Cynthia and Candy, they visit Kenya's place, and Kenya is doing renovations to her home. It looks like she's adding on to more manor. She said that, when Mark was staying there, he didn't want a pool, but it's her house. And now that he's not there, she's building a pool and a little pool house. And over yonder is going to be, Baby Brooklyn's little park. I don't know. Maybe Kenya's just really stressed out and she needs something to do, but she is adding equity to her home, so that's not a bad thing. So they go inside, and Kenya, she's venting about her trip to New York. If you've been keeping up with the entertainment news, and blogs and things like that, Kenya went to New York a couple months ago, and she went to go visit Mark. So she is saying now that she took Brooklyn with her to see Mark. I guess she got tired of the distance. And Candy, I think it was Candy that asked, did he invite you to come or did he want you to come? And Kenya's like, I don't think that Mark wanted her to come, because on Kenya's social media at the time, she posted a picture of herself. She said that she was in New York, but because I'm a Jersey girl, she was in Hoboken. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's close to New York, but whatever. And she was on the balcony of what looks like to be her hotel balcony. And she was by herself. There weren't too many pictures that she shared on social media of her trip to New York to see Mark. So she's just basically saying like that when they went, they had a fight, and she went back to Atlanta, and that's when she started consulting with attorneys. So Cynthia says that Mark talks crazy to Kenya and she doesn't like him. Duh. We know that. We've seen that again with the recycle storyline. If Kenya is looking for sympathy, she might get it. From me, she won't. I'm just keeping it real. Moving along to Cynthia. Now, what do you guys think about Mr. Mike Hill, Cynthia's now husband? What do y'all think about him? I don't know. I can't really read him too well. A couple of my good Judies say that they don't like him. They don't trust him. He seems like he's aggressive, put it that way, and might be hands-on. I don't know. That's an intense speculation. But what do you guys think of Mr. Mike Hill? So their storyline is basically going to be the planning of their RHOA wedding. Mike, he still wants to have the wedding, even if it means little to no people attend, right? His whole thing is they want to get married on 10/10/20, which they did. And he doesn't care if it's just him and Cynthia. He's more interested in being married to Cynthia, getting married, and then maybe they can postpone the ceremony. Now, Cynthia, on the other hand, she wants the show. She wants the pomp and circumstance. She wants the fashion. She wants the guests. And Mike is getting a little bit testy because he's asking her, do you care more about the wedding itself or us being married? So it seems like they're going to be bumping heads throughout the season. Back to Portia. This segment shows footage of Portia being arrested while she was protesting. Cynthia says that, that she's very proud of Portia's fight for justice. Portia says that her biggest takeaway, I think production asked her what's her biggest takeaway from this whole experience. And she says that her biggest takeaway is that she would do it again. I'm not mad at it. I think it's a good thing that this is being covered and Portia is getting to sit down and talk about and kind of reflect, I guess, and then talk about what she went through, what it was like, how she felt, how she feels now. So that part I'm interested in. I just think that they're going to wait until the end. My conclusion is I think that they're going to wait until the end of the season to show scenes from this bachelorette party. I doubt that it will be as intense as they're promoting. You know how that they do. They're going to show it on the next episode until we actually get to that point. So far, as far as the episode, I'm already tired of Kenya's storyline. Candy's storyline might be interesting. Cynthia's might be interesting as well, because I think we're going to kind of see how they handle stress and intense moments and everything leading up to the wedding. So I'm interested in seeing that. I wonder if the lawsuit with Peter that Cynthia filed, if that's going to be on the show, if they manage to fit that in. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Portia, I don't know. Seeing some of those scenes, although necessary, it was emotionally taxing. I would rather see it on a different platform other than Bravo. It just seems a bit exploitative, in my opinion, especially coming from Bravo. Again, that's my opinion. And what I mean by that is the things that they showed, I never seen the video of George Floyd. I never clicked on it. I never watched it. And I was so frightened when that little clip was in the beginning of the episode. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't appreciate that. There's a reason why that I personally never clicked on that. And I wish that there was some sort of warning beforehand. They could have absolutely left that out. You heard this man screaming. I've read so many articles about what happened. I've seen pictures, but I've never watched the video that was circulating on the internet. I never clicked on it. So when that little piece showed up, I was just mortified, and I think that they could have left that out. That really turned me off. And then I said, you know what? I don't even know if I want to watch this, but I did continue watching the episode. So even though it was brief, and by the time I grabbed my remote to fast forward, it was over. But still, as a viewer, I didn't appreciate that, especially coming from Bravo's platform, who has a history of what they have a history of. Anyway, so that is my quick recap review of the first episode of the 13th season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, it was good seeing everybody. Everyone looks great. It does seem a little bit weird that Nene is not there, but they have done a good job getting us used to the fact that she will not be on the show. So no one expected her to pop up. Right? So drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. I want to know what you guys think about Cynthia's now husband, Mike Hill. What do you think about him? Are you here for Kenya's storyline? Do you think that Todd should kind of stay out of this situation as it pertains to Candy's ex, who is Riley's father? What do you think? And tell me what you think about Portia showcasing her advocacy and Bravo having clips and pictures, and let me know what you think. Keep all comments respectful as always, and I'll see you next week for episode 2. Signing off for now, and as always, until next time, folks, peace.